It is SUNY Oneonta night down here at Damaski Field, and it will be a Red Dragons product on the bump for the Oneonta Outlaws, taking on the Saugerties Stallions for the fifth time this summer. Welcome in here on the Owls Broadcast Network. My name's Colby Smith, and I'll be taking you through the action here in this one. The Saugerties Stallions have taken the first four of the summer series, and all of the victories have been pretty handily. 5-2 the final when they first met up on June the 7th. Then here in their lone matchup of the season prior to tonight at Damaski Field, 4-2 in a game that came down to the wire. 12-3 was the final at Cantine on June 27th. And then it's been a second since these two have met up the last time, a 10-4 score in favor of the Stallions on July the 1st. John Hacker, the designated hitter, going to lead things off here for the Stallions. Be a lefty-on-lefty matchup to start against the southpaw Zach Rao here tonight. Zach Rao making his fourth start of the season, starting for the second consecutive Thursday. And his first pitch going to sail down and away. And a big crowd here tonight doesn't love the call, but it gets us rolling nonetheless at 7:08. Zach Rao, 2 saves on the season, yet to get a win or a loss, as his 1 out. Going to graze the bottom outside. It'll be a ball and a strike. 26 and a third total innings. He's allowed 24 hits, 19 runs, 12 earned runs, and he's walked 19 and striking out 30. Now his 1-1 pitch. Going to drop down and out. It'll be 2-1. Last week at Mohawk Valley in the 17-10 loss. 2 2/3 innings, 5 hits, 9 runs, 3 of them earned, walking 6 and punching out 5. 2-1 go. Drifts in and will be a strike call on the curve. 2-2. Zach Rao only pitched once last summer against these Saugerties Stallions. It was first week of the season on June the 1st. 3+ innings out of the pen as it's 2-2. Drops off the face of the earth to run the count full. Final line that day, 3 innings plus, 3 hits, 4 runs, all earned with 3 walks and 3 Ks. So hoping he can get the better end of the Stallions here this time around in a much different looking lineup. Payoff pitch. Chopped up the third base line, ranging over. Fabian Marquez watching it foul. So we'll try it again. Fabian Marquez has quickly become a fan favorite here for the Outlaws in his first season wearing the Threads. He's at the hot corner tonight. Coming up in a moment, we'll get to the Outlaws defensively. But first, we'll wait for the 7th pitch from Rao. Here it is, and it's ball 4. So John Hacker takes the leadoff walk for the visiting Ponies to get them kick started. Christian Bernardini now comes to the plate. And for the Outlaws defensively, Matt Mayer behind the plate. Alex Venezia at first. Clark's at second. Augie Maslow going to be at short. Marquez at third. And left to right in the outfield tonight, it's Gus Simon, PJ Strand, and Vincent Duffy. Brown going to take a close look at first. Now sails an elevator shot high for ball 1. Bernardini, this is just his 4th game with the Stallions. He's 3 for his first 10, so he's hitting 300 as the count will even up at a ball and a strike. Last night 0 for 2 with an RBI and a walk against the Glens Falls Dragons, and a mercy run victory for Saugerties, 15-3 in 7 innings. Second time this year they've done that to the Dragons, as the count will run to 1-2. Outlaws on the bad end of a mercy run game last night. 13-2 in 7 innings to the Utica Blue Sox. That was big time highlighted by a 7-run bottom of the 3rd. 1-2 go. Hammered up the first base line. Zach Rao going to charge off the mound. He'll underhand it to the cover in Venezia. And there's the first out. So it'll be a 1-3 put away and some good sacrificial ball moving John Hacker into scoring position here for the Stallions.
At the plate, number 11,
Steven Ramirez nets to swing the stick. He was in the 3-hole yesterday, as he often is, 3 for 4 with a run scored, drove in 3, and was responsible with 2 putouts in the field last night. Hacker looking like he wants to run as the first pitch dropped through the hole on the right side. Senson going to come on as the windmill for Hacker. To the plate, the throw. Blocked down by Matt Mayer, but wasn't in time. Hacker has scored, and it is 1-0 Saugerties. So Ramirez once again doing a job here for the Stallions. He has RBIs in 3 of the last 4 games for Saugerties and a combined 7 over the span. So he is raking here as of late. Now another lefty bat, Danny Surwick. Going to take a bender for ball 1. Behind Zach Round tonight, the next expected arm out for these Outlaws is Bruce Missler. Obviously quite a big Oneonta heavy crowd tonight, so why not get your boys out there on the mound here in front of a crowd that'll love every second of it. A great crowd here at Demaski Field tonight, one of the best of the season as of yet. July 4th was another good one. Laws got the win that day in a shortened game against the Boonville Lumberjacks. Supposed to be a doubleheader, but of course game 2 got wiped away due to rain. 1-1, Matt Mayer with a high throw, and he sails it over the head, covering Augie Maslow. Stephen Clark was there to cover, but Steven Ramirez has got the bag, and he'll be in scoring position in a 2-1 count. Stallions have done the most running of any team in the East Division thus far this year. Certainly do that very well. Augie Maslow and Stephen Clark having a little conversation there up the middle. Waiting on deck is Nick Crows here for the Stallions. Guy who's returning to this team. He was a big part of their PGCBL championship win a year ago. Took down the Mutt Dogs in 2 games in the championship. Dribbler in foul territory, first base side. Came just to the left of the Stallions dugout, as they're to the right of us here in our brand new broadcast perch at Demaski Field. Their bullpen's down in the right field corner. Outlaws the home dugout on the third base line, and their bullpen down in the left field corner. How's 2-2 go? Drop down low. Move the count full here on Surwick. Round that start against the Diamond Dogs last Thursday. Had a little bit of trouble finding the strike zone. Didn't get much help from a strike zone that seemed to be far short, near, and wide. 76 pitches, 37 of them strikes. Here's his payoff. And a little bit of bend to that as it gets foul. We'll stay in the yard, so some lucky fan's going to have themselves a souvenir tonight. Plenty of fans here to go racing for it, too. A lot of kids in the stands, something you like to see always. But we'll do it again. This will be the second at bat in the first 4 batters that has gone at least 7 pitches. John Hacker walked on 7 to start off the game, and he's since come in to score. Ramirez is on second after an RBI single and a bad swiped. Another payoff, and that was towards the left elbow. Surwick going to throw the bat down. He'll be on, and it'll be first and second with 1 out. And Nick Crow's coming out. Stallions have gotten off to a red-hot start in all but one of the games against the Outlaws this year. And if it says anything to you, this is just one of 2 East teams the Laws have yet to beat this year, the other being the Amsterdam Mohawks, who they've gone 0-4-1 against head-to-head and have one last matchup against them on Saturday the 25th in a game that could mean a lot for the East playoff picture. First pitch, Crow's going to be slow for ball 1. Laws currently right now with the playoffs going by win percentage, a game and a half back of the Mohawk Valley Diamond Dogs. So a lot on the line, playing some meaningful baseball here the last week and a half of the season, because it all comes to wraps 10 days from today up in Boonville. Sunday the 26th. Going to be a 6 o'clock start. So hopefully even playing meaningful ball right down to the very last day. It's a hard hit ball right off the barrel into left field. Senson going to be on for Steven Ramirez. Surowitz stops at second. Ramirez in without a throw, and it is 2-0 Saugerties. So the Stallions just keep jumping on Zach Rao here in this first inning and don't seem to want to let him see the light of day here early on. So it'll be same situation, first and second, with still just an out on the board, but now another run home. It's 2-0 for Marcus Krieger. Krieger went 0 for 3 yesterday against Glens Falls, as he hits one a mile in the air down to the right field corner. Plenty of hook foul, so it'll be strike one. Again, 15-3 was the final for the Stallions yesterday against Glens Falls. Saugerties is 18-11 overall entering this one. Oneonta at 11-17-1. Outlaws on a 4-game home winning streak, something they haven't done since 2021. 0-1 pitch off the plate, and going to throw from Matt Mayer down to second, but back in was Surowitz. Again, Surowitz at second, Crows at first. You're in a 2-0 Stallions lead on a pair of hits in the top of the first off starter Zach Rao. Zach Rao stands 185 out there on the bumper, returning outlaw from a season ago, as he gets some good movement on that slider for strike two. Has dropped all of his pitching numbers from a season ago to this point. His batting average up from where it was a season ago. Putting together quite a summer and has been such a big part of this 2026 Outlaw team. Here's his pitch. Upstairs, 2-2. These two teams have had a lot of postponed games against each other. So far, 3 of them in total. They got postponed on June the 30th here, and then back-to-back Mondays down in Saugerties, the 6th and the 13th. So that's added to why these two haven't seen each other quite as much as expected this summer. 2-2 count with one down. Here's the go. And it is strike three, down at the knees. Magnus Krieger's retired for the second out. DePietro will now come up for Saugerties. DePietro hitting a .43 in 8 games. 3 for 21 in total. Has just one extra base hit and has driven in 5 runs. Wow, fire a curveball for strike one. If you're just tuning in, the Stallions quickly off to a 2-0 lead here in the first inning. RBI hits from Ramirez and Crows. Sun starting to set off in the distance here in Oneonta on what's been a smoky day here in upstate New York. That'll get to the bat stop, and both base runners will advance 90 feet. Surowitz will go to third. Crows to second here on Rao's wild pitch. Plenty of movement on that fastball, just couldn't quite place it where he wanted it. If you're DePietro, you're just looking to hit a ball through the hole on that right side. Clark and Venezia giving some wiggle room there for the Laws. Got even more space straight up the gut between Clark and Maslow. 1-1's your count. Ethan Stips waiting on deck here for the Stallions. Is this one chopped over, picked up. Clark on the go will flip it to Venezia, and that will be the final out here at the top of the first. So Zach Rao gets into some trouble, allows 2 runs on 2 hits, no errors, and a pair stranded. We're hitting the bottom half of the inning here at Damaski Field. It's 2-0 Saugerties. Apologies about the technical issues there. Had our camera fall off the tripod, but had to get that all squared away. Needed to make some adjustments using a little bit of a new setup here tonight, so do apologize. Brand new camera and some new audio stuff, so working out the kinks. It's Matt Mayer in the box now here for the Laws in the 4 spot in the lineup against starter Matthew Drillings, and going to check swing on that one, and it'll be strike 2. Since you missed it, PJ Strand on an 0-1 count. Sent one over to third. Michael Levinson, who's playing the hot corner for the Stallions, missed fire into Danny Surwitt, threw it over his head, so he got on. Duffy Cade and Nolan Stark line to short as there's some chin music. Makes the count 1-2 here on Mayer. You'll see it, but Matthew Drillings, a very quick worker for Saugerties. Threw 8 innings last summer in the championship series against Batavia. This one shot up and touching the clouds as it's over the bleachers on the first baseline, staying in the yard. So we'll do it again. Here on the ball in 2-strike count. Oneonta trying to answer Saugerties after 2 runs in the top of the first inning. Drillings keeping a close eye on Strand over there at first. He's got some wheels and he can fly. As Mayer finds it now at 2-2. Only 2 runs for Oneonta yesterday up in Utica. Solo home runs from PJ Strand and Nolan Stark in the 11-run loss. Strand should be going here with 2 strikes as this one muscled up straight behind home. Matt Mayer's working a good at bat as the count stays at 2-2. The Stallions coaching staff doing some goodwill, coming out to send that ball back to the Outlaw dugout. 2-2 again. Taser beamed in the air by Mayer, plenty foul. So that was number 7 to the sequence, and now this one coming up will make the longest at-bat of the game so far. Behind Matt Mayer, it's Fabio Marquez. Waits on that. Clark's in the hole. Is there, strike 3 on the bottom outside. Matthew Drillings gets his 2nd K here in the opening inning. PJ Strand will be left at first here for the Laws. We'll turn the cards to the second here at Demaski Field. 2-0 Stallions, your score. Back here on Laws YouTube, top of the second. It'll be 8-9-10 here for the Stallions. It's head coach Colin Martin batting 10, as per usual here on the road. Ethan Stipp going to lead it off against Zach Rao. Got into some trouble in that first inning. And his pitch not going to find the zone as it's ball 1. Ethan Stipp just about 67. This is just his 4th game for the Stallions. It's the 1-0. Off the plate for ball 2. Ethan Stipp's a guy who's expected to be a big piece of this team moving forward through the back half of the year. The day off yesterday. As there's a swing and miss. It'll make it 2-1. Ethan Stipp overall, just 2 for 12. Has a walk, a strikeout, and a hit by pitch as well. As Rao runs it towards his knees, makes the count 3-1. Behind him, Michael Levinson and Drew Freeman here in the second for the visiting Ponies. Saugerties will be right back here for the final meeting of the year between these two this coming Wednesday. This will be a fair ball. Clark, easy flip play to Venezia. Retires Ethan Stipp the short way for the 4-3. And now Michael Levinson will strut to the dish. Michael Levinson, a guy who's been phenomenal this summer. 286 in 18 games, 14 for 49 overall. As a double, 10 ribbies with 16 watts and 14 Ks to go along with it. Back round with a slider, won't peek it in there. It'll be ball one. Outlaws coming up tomorrow right back at Mohawk Valley. Saturday, the Troy Haymakers are here for a 7-inning exhibition contest. Sunday going to Boonville, Monday to Glens Falls, and then a couple of home games in a row next Tuesday, Wednesday. Michael Levinson now in a 2-0 count here against Zach Rao. Again, we're in the second. It is 2-0 Saugerties here on Outlaws YouTube. Levinson yesterday, the extra hitter for the Stallions. 2-0. Good barrel that baseball to left field. Drops in front of Gus Simon for a 1-out base knock. So it's the third hit of the night already for the Stallions, and up will come Drew Freeman. Drew Freeman, the catcher yesterday, 2 for 3, 3 runs scored with an RBI and a walk. Got caught stealing on the base paths twice as well, something that's happened to him 4 times this summer. First one to him, gonna be a miss in the lefty batter's box. Behind Drew Freeman, we'll go back to the top of the Stallions lineup. As this one shot straight up the gut, Augie Maslow turns to Clark, backdoor to first. In time to get the 2-ball. So it'll be a 6-4-3 double play as the Stallions retired rather quickly here in the second despite the base hit from Michael Levinson. We're going to the bottom half of the inning. Stallions still leading the Laws 2-0. When I told you Matthew Drillings works quick, I meant it. We're back already for the bottom of the second. Here from Oneonta, New York. Glad you're with us. My name's Colby Smith, filling in here tonight for your new voice of the Laws, Mikey Quackenbush. Really appreciate Mikey letting me have the call tonight. And, of course, always appreciate Gary Lang, Karen Lang, Tony DeLillo, the leadership cast here in Oneonta. First pitch swing from Fabio Marquez. Left field. 3 Stallions over, and nobody's going to find a play. Ethan Stipp and Michael Levinson were the closest to it, but Marquez will get a break because it'll be just strike one, and a long strike one at that. Never really got to talk about Matthew Drillings with our little camera fall there in the bottom half of the first inning, but Drillings, a 5'10", 170 right-hander out of Chester, New York, goes to SUNY Oswego, and he had a very strong spring. 1-3 record with a 2.15 ERA, 20 appearances, had 10 saves, 37 2/3 innings. Held opponents to just a 1.99 batting average, had 7 walks, 26 Ks. Could just keep going on and on about the great spring that this guy had, and it was a fairly new role to him after the year prior, just 3 saves in his freshman year, 8 appearances, more in low leverage situations. But Marquez finds himself in a 1-1 now. This is his 3rd summer with the Stallions. If you love it there, why not keep going back? Marquez, a hard hit ball. Steven Ramirez going to pick up the daisy cutter, flipping it to Serwick, and there'll be 1 out on the board. Last summer, joined the squad late, just as he did this year. Made 3 pretty sound starts. 10 innings total, 0-1 march, 7 hits, 3 runs, 2 earned, walk and sits, and striking out sits. One of those starts was against Oneonta. Went 4 shutout innings right here at Damaski Field in the dog days of July. Oneonta in total went 0-7 against the Stallions last year, and they have not beaten Saugerties since the second week of June of 2023. So, tough ask to break that streak. They broke a streak last year against the Mohawk Valley Diamond Dogs that predated them 3 years. So now trying to snap another one this year. That one will be at the letters, and it's 2-0 on Clark. Last week, he had a solo blast over the left field fence. This lost team this year hitting for a lot more power than the group a season ago did. Just 5 bombs all season across their 41 games. This year already 9, 4 of them being Nolan starts, hitting for a 253 team average, up from 230 a season ago. There's ball 4, 4-pitch free walk to Clark. You're in the sit spot in the order. So Augie Maslow will get a chance to swing it here in the second with a runner on. Augie Maslow had the off night yesterday against Utica. Hitting .245, started 16 games, appeared in 17, combined 13 for 53 with a triple, a couple of RBIs. Take strike 1 on a slider from Drillings. Going to see a fastball, curve, slider change. Drillings has 4 in the arsenal here for the Stallions. We're in grays on the road as that's in the lefty batter's box to even it at 1-1. Got the dark text with the gold outline. Gray pants. Outlaws in the home whites with the orange letters, black trim, and orange numbers. As Maslow took that for a ride to the right field corner foul. 1-2. See the Laws wear the white pants at home. Wear the darts on the road tomorrow as, again, they go to Mohawk Valley tomorrow. Saugerties finishing off the little 2-game swing. They go to Glens Falls tomorrow. Play the Dragons at Eastfield. Team they've dominated thus far this summer. Short lead for Clark off first as the 1-2 drifts low. Runs it to 2 balls, 2 strikes. Clark just the second base runner for Oneonta tonight. PJ Strand reached on an E5 leading off the ball game for the Laws. There's a swing and miss. Matthew Drillings, his 3rd K victim of the night, and there's 2 down in the second. Up will come Gus Simon. Let me tell you, that's a name. He's hitting .243 in 13 games. 9 for 37 overall, has a double, driven in 8 runs. 7 of those have come here at home and has 8 walks and 6 Ks. Certainly played some great ball here at Damaski Field, but the Laws have been playing their best ball here at home. 9-5-1 at Damaski Field and just 2-12 on the road. That's a breaker in. Runs it to 1-1. Oneonta won their first 2 games on the road to open the year at Utica and Boonville, but since then have lost 12 straight on the road, a streak they're going to need to snap here heading into the last week and a half, as that'll pop off the mid at DePetro and get to that stop, and it'll move the count to 2-1. So Clark advances to second on the pass ball. Again, I apologize if I'm a pitch behind here or whatnot. Trying to run the scoreboard, make sure everything stays in working order here tonight. It's a one-man band. Outlaws still looking for the first hit of the night. Is drilling, so get a high fly ball right side of the infield. Serwick will charge in, few steps, and he's got it to end the second inning here. Clark will be left on. He's the second loss, stranded on the base paths already tonight. Quickly heading to the third here from Oneonta. Stallions still in the driver's seat. 2-0's your score. Zach Rao back to the mound here for the Oneonta Outlaws as we turn the cards to the top of the third inning here at Damaski Field. Going to be the top of the order here for the Stallions.
At the plate, number 20, Aiden Smith.
And Aiden Smith going to come on up. So John Hacker's night done after just one plate appearance. And the first pitch, skied up right side of the infield, charging in. There's a great snag from Venezia. How about that? One pitch and one out to retire Aiden Smith. So that's some efficient baseball from Zach Rao. Maybe Coach Colin Martin just trying to dig into the bag of tricks here and give a couple of guys an extra at bat here tonight. And why not? Christian Bernardini going to come up now to swing it. He grounded back to Zach Rao, who forced it over to Venezia on a 1-3 put away back in the first. This one will be bounced off the white plate for ball one. Let me tell you, despite the smoky conditions here in upstate New York, a great night for baseball. Might be able to see it just barely off in the distance here, the camera. It's really hard to tell from pictures and whatnot of the smoke here, but could see it all afternoon long. Had a bit of a smoky edge, especially early this morning, but it's cleared up pretty nice. Certainly feel for Canada and everybody affected by the wildfires going on up there north of the border. So much of the country in different spots on fire, and smoke, of course, is carried down here into the States. On the Midwest, they got it the worst. Saw most of the games in the North Woods League today, if not all of them were postponed. Had a couple here in the PGCBL on the western side. They got postponed, as there's a bender for a strike, 2-1. But yeah, it's just a real prevalent problem right now. The Venezuelan earthquakes be a problem down there a couple weeks ago, and you can't contend with the forces of nature and Mother Nature. 2-1 pitch. Off the plate, it's 3-1. Lights have come on here at Damaski Field early on tonight. Owner Gary Lang was saying this afternoon in the office, as soon as the sun went down behind the clouds tonight, he wouldn't be able to waste any time with the smoky air getting those lights on tonight. 3-1 pitch. Drilled behind the dish. Runs the count full. Bernardini rocking that red batting helmet out there. Get a payoff pitch from Zach Rao here with 1 out. And it's high for ball 4.
Now batting number 11.
So that'll be the 3rd walk that Zach Rao has allowed. In 2 1/3 now. Steven Ramirez will get a chance to come up and swing. First inning, he had an RBI single on the first pitch he saw. Swiped second and then came in later to score on a Nick Crow's RBI single. And out's going to go Matt Mayer now to talk to Zach Rao. Pitch count slowly starting to creep up there in this 3rd inning. Law's bullpen still quiet as of now. Zach Rao has had a couple of long starts for this team. Has gone 6 innings. Well, shouldn't say just long starts. He threw 6 innings out of the pen on one occasion and had a 6-inning start as well. So he knows what it takes to give this team some distance. Mayer will head bat behind the plate. Steven Ramirez takes one up for ball 1. He's a Sienna product. Out of the Bronx, New York. Stands 5'10", 180. So, wow. Absolute roper of a blast from Steven Ramirez there, foul, making it 1-1. Gotta assume if Zach Rao makes one more start for the Laws here in the regular season, it'll come back stage of the next week, and then he would be eligible if this team were to make the postseason. And if, of course, the Laws end up scraping into that number 4 spot, likely first-round matchup going to be heading to Amsterdam to play the Mohawks at Shuttleworth Park. Matchup nobody likes to see. Saugerties would likely get Utica in the first round for the 2nd consecutive year. At least, of course, if things shake out the way they're looking now. Ramirez to 3-1. Last year, the Diamond Dogs were the one who took the loss up at Amsterdam. Loss had that happen to him a couple of years ago, back in 2021, 5 years ago now. 3-1. Shot straight up the middle. Once again to Maslow. He turns to Clark. Back to first, and Venezia's got it for another sit 4-3 DP. So the Laws middle infield flashing the leather tonight, and once again, the Stallions go scoreless. We're going to the bottom of the 3rd. It is still 2-0 Ponies. Night will already be over for Matthew Drillings as he'll last just 2 innings for the Saugerties Stallions. One walk-in has 3 punch-outs, allowing just 2 base runners. The other, of course, being that error by Michael Levinson over at third base to last Strand to get on. But it'll be 9-10-1 for Carson Lights, who's the new arm, as Owen Baloo thumps the first one straight back for strike 1. Carson Lights, 7 appearances, 6 starts. He has a 1-2 mark with a 630 earned run average across 20 innings of work. 0-1. Going to run towards the shoes. It'll be a ball and a strike. 17 hits, 20 runs, 14 earned with 14 watts and 17 Ks for Lights here on the 2026 summer thus far. Is 1-1. Up towards the chin of Baloo. It's 2 balls and a strike. Two one, bends towards the knees for strike 2. Baloo's trying to break a cold spell here for the Laws. Now hitting .213 across 17 games. 10 for 47, has just 1 RBI. That one was down in the dirt. Moves the count fully on Baloo. Alex Venezia rounds out the lineup, and then it'll be back to PJ Strand here for Oneonta in the third. Pretty similar start to the other night against Boonville. Oneonta went hitless until the 5th inning here at home. Still got the win now. This one skied in the air. Ethan Stipp going to race back. Nick Crow's back as well. Stipp will drop the baseball as it popped off his mitt. So Alan Baloo will get on here to lead off the third, and it will be a base hit. So the first one of the night for Oneonta. How about that? Alex Venezia. He's hitting just 132. Really needs to get going here at the end of the year. Started in 14 games, 8 of which have been at home. That one will come towards the outlaw lettering for ball 1. Again, Oneonta so much better here at home, 9-5-1, and they are on a 4-game home winning streak for the first time in 5 years. So that's dating back to the Joe Hughes era of outlaw baseball. 1-0 pitch. Hammered out towards center field. That'll drop in for another base hit. That's back-to-back off Carson Lights to start the third. So Oneonta all of a sudden starting to catch some barrels. And now PJ Strand will walk up. SUNY Oneonta night here at the ballpark. Glad to have so much of the Red Dragons community out here with us. And Saturday night, another big night. It's Casella night at the ballpark. So a bunch of their staff and their families going to be out here at the ballpark for that 7-inning contest against the Haymakers of the Twilight League. PJ Strand showing bunt. And first pitch, he'll pop it down. Carson Lights will charge, and he'll fling it over to Danny Serwick. Good sacrificial ball. First out on the board, but now at 2 in scoring position here for Oneonta. Vincent Duffy, Seton Hall product. He's having a quick conversation with PJ Strand about what to expect. 2 Division I guys. PJ Strand, a Marist Red Fox. A relationship between the Laws and Marist just continues here year after year. First pitch swinging to third. Michael Levinson on a line. He's coming home with this one. DiPietro, the tag. And out of the baseline nonetheless was Owen Baloo. So going to be a 5-2 put away to force down Baloo here at the plate. Venezia will come to third. And Vincent Duffy will reach on the fielder's choice. Nolan Stark now tapped for the mid spot. Wants to try to plate home a run and keep the half inning alive. He was the hitter of the week on this east side last week. He's responsible for 4 of those 9 Laws lawn balls this summer. A little bit of tongue twister with 2 L's in a row. It's to UNC Wilmington in the fall, one of the best Oneonta High School products in recent memory. Graduated and, of course, came right here in his hometown to play for the Laws this summer. Start smooch that one past the diving Sherwick into the right field corner. Venezia has scored, trotting to third. Vincent Duffy, and they'll be at the corners with 2 out, and now a 2-1 ball game. So how about that? Nolan Start doing a job. 2-out base hit. He's just been an RBI machine. That's his 22nd of the season. If it says anything to you, the next closest behind him on Oneonta, Colton Penner with 14. He's just hitting the cover off the baseball night in and night out. Now it's Matt Mayer's turn. He'll swing and miss at the first offering for strike 1. So Vincent Duffy's at third. Nolan Starts at first. There's 2 outs on the board. Stallions leading 2-1. That's just off the upper outside. It's a ball and a strike. Again, it's Casella night here on Saturday. Next week got Dugan night, Sydney Federal night, and then the last night of the season, Fan Appreciation Night. So all the remainder of the games here at Damaski Field, free nights for fans. On the go, Nolan Start trying to get to second, and this throw skipping to center field. Coming to score is Owen Ballou. And it is a 2-2 ball game. So that is huge. Nolan Start getting it started with some good heads-up base running there to swipe the bag. And then Vincent Duffy able to trot in the score as well. So we'll take that runner away from third for you. Add up another run. We're tied. That one at the letters to run it to 3-1 here on Matt Mayer. Trying for a redemption shot after that strikeout in the first inning. Three-one pitch. Down in the dirt for ball 4. Matt Mayer is going to work a 2-out walk. It'll be first and second for Fabio Marquez. On this 4-game home winning streak for the Laws, they've bested Boonville 3 times, and Utica once in there as well. Just something about playing the Blue Sox. Laws seem to be able to beat them at home, but up at their place, a different story other than that opening game of the season. It's got some magic at Donovan Stadium at Murnane Field. Blue Sox would love to overtake the Stallions and get a home game in the playoffs, so we'll see how that goes for them here at the end of the year. But we're tied at 2, tied in a hit column. Stallions with 1 error on the board, which was Michael Levinson's back in the first inning. And Marquez will hack at the first pitch and won't be able to golf it. So it's strike 1. 9 games left for this Laws team. 4 of them here, 3 of them at Boonville, 1 at Glens Falls, and 1 at Mohawk Valley. So a lot of trips up there to Robert Smith Sports Complex left to go. First of those being Sunday, then got one later in the week, and then, of course, finished the regular season there against the Jacks. Carson lights 1-1. Going to be up towards the head. It's 2 balls and a strike. So Laws team already eclipsing many of their good categories from a season ago. Finished 9-32 in 2025. 4 of those wins came in the last week and a half of the year. 2 of them being against the Amsterdam Mohawks. Let me tell you, those were some fun games to be a part of. Nobody wanted to see the Laws in the last week of July last year. 2-1. Called strike 2. Marquez not even pulling the bat off the shoulder. Third base, the only bag open. Nolan Start stands at second. Matt Mayer at first here for Oneonta, who's put 2 to the board here on the bottom of the third. The pitch. Marquez over the head of a ducking Keaton Mark there, coaching third for the Outlaws. He's in his 4th year at the helm. Josiah Aska, his 4th year assistant coach. And then they got Seth Scoville as their pitching coach. 1st year on the staff. Two and two again. Marquez just got underneath this one, giving chases to Petro, and he won't have a play as it'll clang in the bleachers over there on the third base side. So pretty good at bat here for Fabio Marquez, who's having a tough time timing up Carson Lights. Starter Matthew Drillings, if you're just swinging in to join us, only lasted 2 innings for the Stallions. Kept the loss scoreless. Didn't allow a hit either. It's 2 base runners, 1 a walk, and then 1 an error. 2-2 the count. This will be number 7. Who's going to win the battle and end up at the top of the totem pole in this sequence? Marquez timed it up off the barrel, but couldn't find a ball fair. He's now fouled off 4 of the last 5 here from Carson Lights. If you're wondering how you spell that, it is Lietz, as you might catch up here on the scoreboard. 2-2 again. That's some chin music. Marquez hasn't moved full on him here. Yet another full count with 2 on the pond. Marquez, a long, hard hit foul ball. This will be the 10th now coming up between Carson Lights and Fabio Marquez. We're in the 3rd here on Lawns YouTube. Colby Smith here with you tonight. 5th matchup of the year between these two. Saugerties once again holding up the trend. They've now scored 1st in 4 of the 5 as Marquez hit it off his leg. We'll get an 11th. This is just a crazy, crazy at bat here by Fabio Marquez. He just does not want to go down without a fight. That's something that I've been able to see quite the difference in being back around this team here just for short last little while. Was here last week for a game and now back tonight, and seeing so many guys working long at bats, hanging tough. This team doesn't drop their heads. They're just willing to go and keep the foot down to the gas pedal. Another payoff with the runners going, and Marquez that time nits it back into the mid of DePetro, finally ending the inning. Carson Lights his first strikeout, a big one, gets him the win in the battle. Laws, though, get 2 runs on 3 hits here off Carson Lights, and we will go to the 4th here at Damaski Field, all notched up at 2 apiece. Zach Rao will settle back in for a fourth inning of work here on SUNY Oneonta night at Damascus Field. Glad you're here with us on Outlaws YouTube. He'll see 4, 5, and 6 in Coach Colin Martin's order. At second base, they're having an issue with. Clark and Maslow doing a job trying to settle dirt back in underneath it. Looks like they might even be having to replace the bag as Keaton Mark walking out of the dugout, carrying an extra base. Always fortunate here at Damascus Field to keep a couple extra ones back off in the side corner of the dugout. Keaton Mark gesturing over to the dugout. Seth Scoville, Colton Penner racing over into the tunnel. So, yeah, they're definitely having to switch that bag. Seth Scoville's running out of tool, and there's always something. Augie Maslow running it over to Clark, who looks like he's going to set this up on the Peds. Zach Rao having to throw a few extra warm-up pitches to get himself ready to go here for this fourth inning. Going to apologize for a little bit of crookedness here on our camera side of things. Still learning how to use this camera. It's one that I took from down at school. Shouldn't say I took it, but was discarding some old equipment. So I was like, hey, I could use this camera. And so brought it up here, and here we go. This is its debut tonight, so get more comfortable with it as we go. See, maybe Mikey and I will be using it on Saturday night against the Haymakers. He's down on Long Island right now. Said he might check out the feed tonight. So, Mikey, if you're watching, how you doing? Hope you're enjoying your trip. But Danny Surowick going to lead off as we're back and ready to go. And it will be ball one. Mikey's been doing a great job here for Outlaws Nation this summer. Got to give the kid a big kudos. Heading off to college this fall out in Ohio. Let me tell you, he'll be learning both a lot in school, but also showing off all the talents he's got in the toolbox. There's strike one. Knew it from working with him just a little bit last summer that he was driven and motivated and ready to get his hands dirty, and he's certainly done that this summer, learning quite a bit on the fly. Of course, made adjustments, dealt with some adversity, but that's the nature of the beast. Here's a hard hit ball out to the right field corner, and it will hook foul. So it'll be 1-2. Behind Surowick, it's Nick Crows and Marcus Kruger here for the Stallions in this fourth inning. Saugerties trying to get hot here at the end of the year. Lost to the Amsterdam Mohawks the other night by 1 run. It was an 8-7 final on Tuesday, and as I've talked about, beating Glens Falls yesterday by 12. And that will hit the top of the 4 of Danny Surowick. Can't even read my own handwriting. And he'll take the HBP the hard way, heading down the first. First hit batter by Zach Rao tonight, something that hasn't really been a problem on his line this summer. Stallions, of their last 6 losses, if this says anything to you about this team, 5 of them have been by 1 run. Their only outlier was a real tough one against the Utica Blue Sox. This one hammered up foul by Nick Crows. And even 2 here in the month of July, the Stallions team is doing a lot of winning. Overall in the month, they've gone 6-2 to this point. At a 1-run loss to Glens Falls, their only loss to the Dragons this summer as of yet. Have to see them 2 more times. Last year, Saugerties was perfect against the Dragons. Every year, streaks are meant to be broken. This might be the year. You just never know that the Laws finally beat the Stallions. As I said, haven't done it since 2023. Second week of Keaton Mart's head coaching tenure. Down to second, Danny Serwitt's going to get a bag as Matt Marrow delayed throw. It's 2-1 on Nick Crowes now. And again, I apologize, falling behind on the pitches here, maybe missing a base runner or whatnot. Doing the best we can, rolling with the punches. Like I told you, summer ball's about adversity. Tonight, things don't work for you. You forget a charger and whatnot, and off we go. Just knowing ball the best we can. 2-2 on Nick Crowes. Madness Krieger on deck here for the Stallions. DePietro off in the hole. Dancing lead off a second for Serwick as the 2-2. Cranked in there, just a bit up. Run the count full here. It's like somebody's starting to get the arms loose down there in the Laws bullpen. It's Bruce Missler, who's to be expected the first man out of the pen tonight, loosening. Hasn't started throwing yet. Is Rao going to step off, call time. Rao's seen a lot of full counts tonight. So be the sixth one that he's worked into. Turns to second and now deals. And it is ball 4. So the first two have reached here in the fourth inning for the visiting Saugerties Stallions. And up will come Magnus Krieger. Magnus Krieger seeing all products at 280 this spring for the Privateers in 34 games. Was ranked as the 14th best outfielder in the state of Pennsylvania coming out of high school. He's from Coatesville, PA. Wonder where that is in the state. Guess I'll have to look it up. Matt Mayer with both base runners going. The tag from Clark at second gets Nick Crowes. So a 2-4 caught stealing. Retire Nick Crowes. Sterwick will get to third. So the Stallions trade moving a runner up 90 feet on the paths for their first out of this top of the fourth. And it'll be a 1-0 count on Krieger. So at third is Serwick. And he represents the go-ahead run in this game. Sporting the pink bat. Krieger takes strike one to even it up. Magnus Krieger on a 7-game on-base streak here for the Stallions. Guy who's been doing good work here in the month of July. Something about that calendar flip to the month of July for Saugerties always doing wonders. Since the postponed COVID season in 2020, Saugerties has made the postseason and gone beyond the first round every single year. Won 2 championships in the span as well, 2021, and then, of course, last year in 2025, besting the Batavia Mutt Dogs. Game 2 was a 17-inning thriller. That one will be up at the nose, 2-2. To catch the Stallions broadcast of that one on YouTube, and let me tell you, it was one of the best collegiate baseball games I've ever watched, if not the best. So if you ever get bored one day and want a good one to check out Game 2 of that championship a year ago. Longest ever postseason game in the PGCBL as well. There's a swing and miss. Zach Rao will tee up Magnus Krieger. I keep wanting to call him Marcus. I have a friend named Marcus with very similar last name and Krieger. But anyway, it's the second out. And DePietro will come up. If Rao can get out of this jam, it would be huge for Oneonta. They need any boost of momentum they can get here at the end of the year. On deck is Ethan Stipp, who's the 8-hole in the lineup. Pitch bends into the zone to even it at 1-1. Coming up in the bottom half of the inning, we'll get you a look at the out-of-town scoreboard here on the PGCBL tonight. Touched on it earlier, but a number of games postponed on the Western Division side due to the smoke hazardous conditions. Seen it affect a lot of different summer leagues in the northern part of the U.S. It affected a couple of major league games tonight. I saw the Phillies and Mets had to move up their start time. Believe there was a couple of minor league games that moved up their start times as well. 2-1. Smote through the hole between Clark and Venezia into right. It will score Danny Surowiec, and the Stallions have the lead back. It's a 3-2 ball game here in the fourth. So DePetro does a job after grounding out to end the first inning, delivering a clutch hit with 2 outs. And Ethan Stipp will get a chance to swing here in this inning. Ethan Stipp, first pitch line right back to Zach Rao. He'll turn, barehand it to Venezia, and the inning ends. Saugerties, though, does take back the lead on an RBI single from DePetro. Their first hit since the second inning. Going to be one left on here for the Ponies as well. Turning it over to the bottom of the fourth here on Outlaw YouTube. 3-2 Stallions is your score. The Emmanuel product to lead off the fourth inning for Oneonta. Stephen Clark playing second base, as he so often does. Going to settle in. Clark's a guy who I wonder what the story is on how he found his way to Oneonta this summer, but plays for a pretty good Division II down there in the state of Georgia. First one to him is strike one. Hit 225 down there in CC, Conference Carolinas this spring. 9 for 40 in total. Had a couple of doubles, 8 driven in with 3 walks and 18 Ks. Count will be 1-1 on him. Carson Lights allowed those 2 runs in the bottom of the third, and then Saugerties came right back, scoring a run in the top half of the fourth to take the lead back. There's a bender for a strike. So it'll be 1-2. Don't forget, Saturday night, Casella night here at the ballpark, free admission. As that will float in there for strike 3. Clark gets frozen. Carson Lights with back-to-back Ks dating back to the last inning. And now Augie Maslow comes up. Last night, Casella night was really funny here at the ballpark. I remember we played Boonville on a Saturday night. Laws dropped down 6-0 early in the game, came rallying back as Maslow first pitch, bouncing ball. Nick Crows it short on the go with a slinger for the second out. So good stuff there from Carson Lights starting off the fourth inning. Gus Simon will come up. But getting back to what I was saying, Laws went down 6-0 early in that game, came storming back, took a 7-6 lead, ultimately lost 9-6. Had the lone home run hit by a Law here at Demaski Field last summer in that one. It was Ian Wirtz. This one floated up towards the letters for ball one. Other 4 home runs came on the road last year, 2 of them at Boonville, 1 at Utica, and 1 at Amsterdam for the Laws. Remember them all very well. There's a strike. Gus Simon in a 1-1 count. I think my favorite one of the bunch was Jack Clark leading off against Amsterdam. What ended up being a 3-2 Laws victory. 1-1. Here's a strike. 1-2. This summer, of course, 9 home runs combined, both home and road here for the Laws. There's the 1-2 from Lights. Tapped ball over Carson Lights, and on the run, Ramirez deposits it to Surowick. So 1-2-3, fourth here for Carson Lights. Turning the cards to the 5th here in Oneonta. The Stallions back on top. It's a 3-2 score. Top of the 5th inning in a quick moving contest here from historic Demaski Field on Laws YouTube. Michael Levinson will lead off the 5th. Zach Rao, first pitch. Won't find the zone. It'll be ball 1. On Levinson, it'll be Freeman and in the top of the lineup here for Coach Colin Martin and co. on the road. There's a check swing, and it will be a strike. So Levinson finds it roll even on him. On the road this summer, the Stallions 7-8, and they have gone 11-3 at Camtime Field. Last summer had the second best home record in the PGCBL, only behind guess who? The Amsterdam Outlaws. That'll be up at the head for ball 2. Promised you a look at the PGCBL out-of-town scoreboard coming up in the bottom half of the inning, and we, of course, didn't get there, so we'll get to the look-see now at it. Not too much going on, truly, tonight. It's the 2-1. Shot straight up behind the dish. Runs it to 2-2. But most of it, the Western Division. Newark at Niagara, canceled due to the smoke. Jamestown at Niagara Falls, canceled due to the smoke. Finger Lakes at Geneva, canceled due to the smoke. Auburn at Elmira, canceled due to, guess what? The smoke. Zach Rao, Augie Maslow, and nice flip over there to Venezia. Levinson retired for the first time tonight after singling in the second, and Drew Freeman will strut up here with 1 down, top 5. Batavia at Olean also canceled. And then the lone 3 games that are left on the slate tonight, Amsterdam and Mohawk Valley, they're in run rule territory. Mohawks are up 10-1, top 6. Utica, Glens Falls, it is 7-2 Blue Sox, heading to the bottom of the 3rd. So the Blue Sox, after a scoreless top of the 1st, a Citron 2nd, and then another in the top of the 3rd. So they certainly got going quick. Drew Freeman. Zach Brown doing battle here for the 2nd time. This time a slider from Rao that won't get in there. It'll be a ball and a strike. He grounded into one of 2 double plays that the Laws have flipped tonight. Flipped them in back-to-back innings, both 6-4-3, ending the 2nd and ending the 3rd. The other was grounded into by Steven Ramirez, who's in the 3-hole, and has started 1 for 2 with an RBI knock. 1-1 pitch. It'll be a hard one. 2-1. Rao seems like getting plenty of zip tonight. Guy who's really seen that velocity tick up as he's gotten more confident. Of course, gotten bigger and stronger. Stallions up 3-2. 2 in the 1st inning and then another in the 4th to take back the lead. Oneonta plated 2 in the bottom of the 3rd. This one down right field corner on the track. There's a play for Vincent Duffy. There's 2 outs. Wasn't exactly the routinest of plays, but Vincent Duffy does a job nonetheless. Running down that baseball. Bruce Mistler still not throwing down there in the corner. Got to assume with Zach Brown's pitch count climbing up there that this could be the end of the line for him tonight. Maybe he'll start the 6th. We shall see. Quality baseball nonetheless if he finishes 5, just 3 runs. That one, a little high for ball 1. It's Aiden Smith back up there for another plate trip. John Hacker, the starting DH, took a walk, scored a run. And then after that, Smith popped to 1st in his first trip up into 3rd on just 1 pitch. 1-0 in the lefty batter's box, making it 2-0. Bernardini and Ramirez would be the next 2 coming up here for the Stallions. That inning gets stretched. Rao trying to make sure it doesn't. Rao takes a big breath out there on the bump. Now he waits. 2-1 pitch. We'll hit the mid of Matt Mayer. Going to be ball 3. Well, his bullpen starting to get some movement down there. So I said Bruce Mistler still not tossing. I'm trying to keep a close eye on it tonight. Started for Saugerties. Matt Drillings went just 2 innings. It's the 3-1. Gonna miss for ball 4. Aiden Smith takes 5-pitch free base. And Bernardini will get a chance to swing the bat in the 5th. For the Stallions team coming up after the game against Glens Falls tomorrow, they got home for 3 in a row. They got the Mohawks at 3rd place Saturday night. Monday hosting Utica, and then Tuesday hosting Boonville, as they're kind of getting a taste of everybody here at the end of the year. Matt Mayer going to gun down a 2nd. Clark with the tag and gets Aiden Smith, who was going. So a 2-4 caught stealing. Going to end the 3rd in its tracks. Bernardini will be back at the plate, starting off the 6th for the Stallions. But we're halfway through this one. Saugerties in the driver's seat. 3-2's your score. The LIU product, Owen Balu, will come to the plate here for the Outlaws to start the bottom of the fifth. Just saw him on that graphic there as it'll be strike one. Perfect little segue to talk about Saturday night, once again being Casella night for the Outlaws. So free general admission, all of the remaining games, free general admission. Saturday, Casella. Tuesday night, a big thank you to the Dugans for their first ever free general admission night. Also going to be Morris night, or blue and white night, whatever we're calling it. Wednesday night going to be Sydney Federal, and then Saturday is fan appreciation night. And are asking for entry by donation, but of course don't feel obligated. 2-1. That one hammered backwards. Owen Balu looking like Thor charging that one. It's 2-2. We appreciate all your support here on YouTube all season long as we get down to the bitter end here. 2-2. And Balu off the barrel. Going to drop it out there in right center field. He'll take a turnaround first, but the Sharks going to pump the brakes. Balu's got a leadoff hit. First leadoff base runner for Oneonta since the third, which I guess that wasn't that long ago. Third time tonight. Doing it in the odd innings. First, third, and fifth. PJ Strand got on way back when. It's one of just two base runners against Drillings. Clark the other, a walk in the second. Got left on second after advancing on a pass ball. And then the Laws got going in the first inning by Carson Lights in the third. Had an RBI from Nolan Stark, and then he started off a double steal that allowed Vincent Duffy to come home to score. This one, hard hit ball on the ground, left side gets through. Alex Venezia doing a job that's back-to-back hard hits here for Oneonta to start the inning. So looking very identical to how the third inning got started.
At the plate from Marist University, number 22, P.J. Strand.
It's back to the top of the order for P.J. Strand here at Damaski Field. P.J. Strand 0 for 1. And also reached on an error. He's showing bunt again. Arguably one of the best bunters on this team, if not the best. Pulled the bunt away. Keaton Mark, nice snag over there in the third base coach inbox. Will be strike one, though. Did smile over there and foul ground. A 1 pitch. Gonna drop just off the bottom of the zone. Count will be a ball and a strike. Right about now, if you're the Laws in a close ball game, you trade the out for putting two in scoring position, give yourself a better chance. There's your red fonts. We'll take that for ball two. PJ Strand, a guy who can sing, a guy who can hit, and can do it in the field for the Red Foxes when they have the chance. That one just over our heads here. Had a nice little catch by a fan in the seats. So we could flip the camera around and show you, but I'm afraid it's going to fall off the tripod again. Two-two pitch. That will be up head height. Moving it fully around PJ Strand. Saugerties averaging 7.75 runs per game in the season series. Laws are averaging 2.75 for the 31-11 margin between the two. As Strand drops the bat and gets on. And there will be 3 on the pond for the Laws here in the bottom of the fifth with nobody out.
Now batting from Seton Hall University, number 10.
So how about that? This could be a chance for Oneonta to break this game wide open. Vincent Duffy going to be the man who's trying to put a charge on the baseball. He'll take a swing at this. First strike one. This one won't get into the zone, evens the count at 1-1. So this is a big RBI spot. If you want at least one, maybe two, 3 or 4 would be phenomenal. This one, a ball that's just going to hook foul up the left field line for strike 2. Duffy was trying to do the best he could to keep that one fair. He's played all over the diamond this summer for the Laws. One-two pitch, and bends in there for strike 3. So Vincent Duffy going to be retired by Carson Lights. Nolan Stark will now come up, and these are the moments where this kid shines the brightest.
Now batting from UNCW, number 2.
Nolan Stark has the best average on this team with runners in scoring position, and you can just see why. His parents always in the seats, always has friends here. As he'll shoot that one up the line and foul ground for strike 1. See how he fares down at UNC Wilmington this fall ball. Be a good test, and obviously seeing some tough collegiate level pitching here. Really been not too hard of an adjustment for him from the high school level. He's really fit right in and made things happen here for the Laws. He's just been great in just about every area. 0-2. And Stark will muscle that away foul. So keep at it. Laws with that hit by Venezia taking the lead in the hit category for the first time tonight. Is that strike 3. Back-to-back K's by Lights with the bases juiced. Man, oh man. Now it comes down to this. Matt Mayer will be the guy who's tasked with tying the ball game up. This has got the feeling of being one of those innings where if you don't score, it's going to come back to haunt you. Oneonta's already left 4 on base through the first 4 innings of play. Mayer will watch that in for ball 1. That has been the difference maker on a handful of occasions for the Laws so far this year. Big innings where you've left runners on as Matt Mayer out to the left field corner, charging over. That's going to drop in front of Ethan Stipp. Baloo has scored. Right behind him is Venezia, and the Laws will take their first lead tonight. It's a 4-3 ball game. So how about that? Matt Mayer does not miss on his chance to bring in a couple runs. It's the Never Say Die Outlaws here this summer. So Stallions going to have a little meeting out to the mound. The entire infield's going to come in, and probably a good time to do it. Oneonta with runners at the corners now, still in a 1-run lead on the board. Like I said, have not beaten Saugerties since 2023. Something that's got to change. 0-7 against them last year, 0-5-1 the year prior. Fabio Marquez. He's a guy who's going to be looking to do some more damage for this team. You don't want to feel too comfortable with a 1-run lead here against this Stallions team who can turn on every chance they get. Kez watching one in the dirt. And a nice block there from DePetro to not let that baseball get too far. Here's a 1-0 pitch. And that's Going to hit a chair in front of the Oneonta dugout, and will be strike one on the board. Hits are 6-4 here in favor of Oneonta now. There's Marquez with another one that he just missed on for strike two. Waiting. And now lights his 1-1. Comes in towards the bell. It'll be 2-2. Three postponed meetings between these two teams this year, including 3 of the last 4 times they've been scheduled to play. That one will be inside and move the count full. Again, the last time it was double digits for Saugerties for the second consecutive meeting on July the 1st. It's a 10-4 win. Oneonta scored first in the top of the third on a Matt Mayer bases loaded hit by Pitts, and the Stallions scored 10 of the final 13 runs, highlighted by a 6-run fifth, and that has been the big difference maker on a couple of different occasions between these two. Meeting prior, Stallions at least 1 in 7 of the 8 innings they came to the plate, had 2 spots in the first, second, third, fifth, and seventh. Meeting prior, a 3-run inning. And then very first meeting of the year, Saugerties, all 5 runs in the first 3 innings, including 2 in the first. So kind of looking back through that, it says enough about these two. Marquez to left field. That's going to drop on a 1-hop in front of Ethan Stipp. P.J. Strand to score. And the Laws now going to lead by 2 as it'll be a 5-3 score. So Oneonta just keeps on capitalizing here in the 5th inning. And now out's going to come head coach Colin Martin as he's going to make a call to the pen. It'll be a 5-3 lead for Oneonta. We'll get to the next Stallions arm when we come back. It's first and second for the Laws. They push 3 across here in the 5th to now lead by a 5-3 score. Caleb Swart will take over the pitching duties for Carson Lights, who cannot finish off a 3rd inning of work. He goes 2 2/3, and he's charged with the first 5 runs. He's responsible for the first 2 runners on base. here with Swart entering. Swart disappearance number 6. He has a 1050 earned run average across 6 innings of work. 7 hits, 10 runs, 7 earned, and he has walked 8 and struck out 9. 1-0 pitch from it. Sent away foul by Stephen Clark on a platter. So it'll be 1-1. Stallions team has used a number of arms to get them to this point on the season. Caleb Swart didn't appear at all this spring at Maine out of Montgomery, New York, as that'll hit the barrel of Clark. Came back in the net for strike 2. Staying 6'4", 190 out there on the bump. Graduate of Valley Central High School, where he was a 4-year letter winner. Also played basketball and golf in high school, so pretty similar to Zach Rao, the starter for the Loss. Up the line, it is a fair ball. Sturwick will step on the bag, and that will end the inning. So it'll be a 3 unassisted, grounded into by Clark to end the frame. Laws will get 3 runs, though, on 4 hits in the 5th, and going to leave 2 on base. We'll turn things to the 6th. It's 5-3, Oneonta score here from Damaski Field. Top of the 6th inning back here on Oneonta Outlaws YouTube. It's a 5-3 Outlaw lead, and it's 2-3 and 4 for the Stallions to that. Christian Bernardini will lead off the frame. 0 for 1 with a walk. He was at the plate when the 5th inning ended. Aiden Schmidt was thrown out 2-4 on a caught stealing. First pitch of the inning. Gonna float in there for strike 1. Zach Rao, that's number 85 of the night. Bruce Missler is warming behind him. So night probably won't be too long. Maybe just a couple of batters. Here with that. 0-1 up the line, ranging over. No play was had for Venezia as it got foul. And it's strike 2. Both these two teams on the road tomorrow. Laws at Mohawk Valley. Saugerties up at Glens Falls. Try to do a better job of getting you the road game days on social media here at the end of the year and how you can watch. Counts 0-2. Now Ralph fires. It's a long, hard hit fly ball to the corner. Vincent Duffy back in the corner, and it's foul. So Bernardini just couldn't quite keep it fair there, and he's fouled off 2 of the first 3 here in his at-bat. Steven Ramirez on deck. Danny Serwick in the hole here for the Stallions in the 6th inning. 5th meeting of the year between these two. One more coming up on Wednesday night. And that going to be just low for ball 1. So Stallions with the game tomorrow at Glens Falls, a 3-game homestand, and then they come back here to Oneonta once more for their third and final trip. Was supposed to be 4, but as I talked about, the 3 postponed games between these two. 1 here and 2 down at Canton Field. 1-2 go. Rao just missed up, running it to 2-2. So this will be pitch number 90 of the night for Zach Rao. We'll see what he does with it. His pitch. Straight up behind the dish. Bernardini just able to nub it. Bernardini, let me tell you, he's very dirty out there in the batter spots. He's got dirt all down his pants. See a little bit on the jersey. Zach Rao kicks and fires. Bernardini, plenty of distance on that, and if that had stayed fair, it would have been gone. He's had a couple of those in this sequence. Had one to the right field corner, one to the left field corner. Really filling up the field. Just can't find a ball in all the feet that are fair. Elevator pitch from Zach Rao that time. Juices the count up. Bruce Missler had slowed down in the bullpen, and now he's back to throwing pretty hefty. Trying to get himself ready to go to enter in next. Payoff pitch. Ball 4. So Bernardini has reached to start the 6th.
Now batting number 11, Steven Ramirez.
And Steven Ramirez will get a chance to come up. So that's now the 6th walk that Zach Rao has issued tonight with a hit by pitch in there as well. So 7 free 90s here by the Laws starting arm. Steven Ramirez takes ball 1. Still though, his team hangs on to a 5-3 lead in the top of the 6th. So how about that the Laws are giving him some run support. Laws of old didn't do that for their arms when they were having a tough night. That one just upstairs, 2-0. Definitely not used to seeing this whatsoever. Even some slow, sluggish starts as of late. Laws are finding ways to get it done. If you take out that outlier last night. Didn't even see a hit until the 5th inning against Boonville the other night. Somehow still won 13-5. Saturday night beating the Lumberjacks here 22-1. As a smooth baseball into left field. Going to make it the first 2 having reached to start the 6th as Ramirez 2 for 3. Danny Surowick now will come up. No visit out yet to see Zach Rao, so he's just going to keep on firing. Even go back a little bit further past that Saturday night game. Yeah, in Mohawk Valley, you lose 17-10, but you're asked to give you 10 runs. That's usually enough to win a ball game. Is influenced by the night before a 10-3 win after getting walked off in Glens Falls. So just giving you the sample size here. How things have been going for the Laws as of late. Some real close games here in July. That 7-1 win on the 4th of July I talked about earlier. 3-run loss against Amsterdam. They got lost in the final 2 innings the night prior. So, again, real good baseball. 0-1 pitch. Down in the dirt. Runs it to 1-1. Nick Crow's on deck, and Madness Krieger in the hole here for the Stallions in the 6th, knocking on the door, trying to find some runs. Back round to the stretch. Gets a swing and miss on his fastball. Touched 90 there that time. Back round, just going to pitch for as long as he can in his young career. Loves pitching here in Oneonta. Great spot to be, especially in these summer months. Well, look around now is 1-2. High. Runs it to 2-2. Last summer, while he was here, he had a fellow arm from the Red Dragon staff with him, and Martin Thorsland. He was a longtime outlaw, pitched here for 3 summers. Local grad of Milford. Shout out Big Thor for all he did during his time here with the Laws. Don't know what he's up to these days, but certainly hope the best for him, just as we do all our former Outlaws. 2-2. And that will get the numbers of Surowit's jersey. So he's hit for the second time tonight as he tried to spin away, but still got him. So they're full for Nick Crows. Out's going to come Matt Mayer. Nope. Infield's going to come in now, so now Matt Mayer will trot in. Bernardini at third, Ramirez at second, and Surwick at first here for these Ponies. A similar situation before for the Laws. They ended up cashing in 3 runs. If the Stallions scored 3 here, they'd be back in the lead. But the Laws only up by 2. Meeting out for everybody's pretty short there. Matt Mayer hanging back a little extra time talking around. It's like they're just trying to get on the same page about how to keep attacking here as you're seeing a tough batter. Nick Crow's on base twice tonight. RBI single in the first, and then he walked in the fourth before he got caught stealing. Crowd starting to empty out a little bit here at Damaski Field. So we get into the 9 o'clock hour, Eastern time zone. This one drilled baseball out to left center field and will drop in with plenty of room. Bernardini's going to score. Ramirez trying to come right behind him. Danny Surwick going to score as well. And that clears the bases for a triple here for the Stallions. And Nick Crow's knocked in 3 to give him a 6-5 lead. And now Keaton Mart's going to come out. So damage gets done here for the Stallions. Take back the lead. Still nobody away. And the call of the bullpen is going to be had. So Zach Rao going to last 5+ innings here on a Thursday night from Oneonta. And he'll leave in line for the loss now if the loss can't give him some run support. So it's 5 your score. Stallions in the lead. We'll get to the next arm when we come back here on Laws YouTube. Back we are here to Damaski Field. I apologize about our audio issues here. As I told you before, working through a totally new setup tonight, so doing the best job that we can possibly do here to bring Outlaw baseball. But just had the leadoff triple there from Michael Levinson. He's now at third. We'll get you that up here on the scoreboard. 1-0 count on Drew Freeman. So for 2. Bruce Missler back out for another inning of work. Don't know how long the audio was out there for you, so hopefully not too long. As this one lined straight up behind home, and a duck and cover out of the way is drops in foul. It'll be a 1-1. Drew Freeman certainly hoping to put another charge into baseball. This one laced over to third in a great play. Fabio Marquez coming down with it in the mid. How about that? It's absolutely phenomenal. It's a cranked baseball that, man, he just hung that mid up there and prayed that it would find it, and it did. Aiden Smith now comes up. He'll adjust his batting helmet. He's 0 for 1, 2 walks, and a run scored tonight. Aiden Smith, 0-1 count. Is the 0-1. Drops down lefty botch, 1-1 here. So Michael Levinson over at third, a 6-5 game. That would be a crucial insurance run here for the Stallions if they can find a way to get Levinson to score. 9-7, the hits category favoring the Outlaws here in this inning. As Missler takes that up towards the elbow for ball 2. Missler's really slowed down the rhythm a little bit. Is this one. Shot straight up the middle past Missler's legs in the center field. Trotting in to score comes Michael Levinson, and it will be a 7-5 lead for Saugerties. So, pretty unfortunate luck there for Bruce Missler giving up that ball. It's just one that was absolutely smoked off the bat. Christian Bernayardini now will come up. So for 1, 2 walks and a run scored. Bruce Missler gave him a slider, and it is strike 1. Bruce Missler takes quite a bit of time now. 0-1. Drops low. Evens it at 1-1. Stallions had 5 All-Stars on the East team announced a couple of days ago. 7 teams in this division, representatives scattered throughout. Outlaws had 4 of their own. Saugerties does have 1 representative on the squad who's no longer with them and goes away. Still, though, you love to see it. Loading up that All-Star team. 2-1 count now on Bernayardini. Missler's pitch. Zip time. Now Mayer with a throw down to second. Clark knocks it down, and it still, though, will skitter to the back of the dirt. Aiden Smith was on the go, and he swipes second. So he's in scoring position. Now a 3-1 count. Still just 1 out. Nobody's warming behind Bruce Missler. Still got the leash. If you're Bruce Missler here, you're looking to put anything in that strike zone. And 7-5's your score in favor of Saugerties, just tacking on another insurance run. So here's the pitch. And gonna miss for ball 4. So Bernardini gets on base. Bruce Missler allowing his second walk. Starting to get a little frustrating here if you're the Outlaws. Game that's kind of dragging on a little bit. You got off to a fairly quick start. This one going to be up high. Steven Ramirez, it'll be ball 1. Steven Ramirez tonight, 2 for 3. Pair of singles, has an RBI, and the other time sandwiched in between, he grounded into one of 2 6-4-3 double plays turned by the Laws tonight. Augie Maslow starting both of them. 1-0 pitch. Skyrocketed off up behind the screen and out of the yard. Be a 1-1 count. Ramirez wears 11 on the back. He's a switch batter. This time going from the left side. The lefty on righty matchup with Missler being the righty twirler. And now the 1-1. They have the check swing and saying that Ramirez held up, so it'll be 2-1 count. Two 2-1 from Missler, down in the dirt. Good stop there from Matt Mayer, not letting it get too far. Moves it to 3-1. Third base, the only bag open here for the Laws defensively right now. And, of course, you don't want to let anybody get there. Last half inning, you saw the bases get loaded on you on the 6th. Ended up 3 runs scored by the Stallions in that frame. Biggest offensive frame of the night. Had 2 in the first. Right behind that is Missler will get a strike. So the count juiced here for Bruce Missler. His payoff pitch, here it is. And it's ball 4. So Steven Ramirez will get on with the base on balls. Aiden Schmidt goes to third. Bernardini's at second. Ramirez standing at first, and they are loaded. Serwick. He's hit by 2 pitches, taking a walk tonight, so hasn't even recorded a true at bat tonight. 2 runs scored, has a stolen base. Got left at third the other time back in the first inning. He takes strike 1. Bruce Missler. Plenty of time. Now here it is. Off the plate, 1-1. Bruce Missler, 2-way guy in high school for the Yellow Jackets. This one up the line, first base side, 1-2. See that from a lot of guys, though, growing up. Going to be 2 ways until they get to the college ranks. Missler hoping when it gets to Oneonta that he can bulk up a little bit, get a little bit more speed and whatnot. Originally went to Mount St. Mary coming out of high school. Now is 1-2. Golfed up in the air, right field corner. It's a major in business management. Won 3 sectional championships, 1 regional championship. Also a 2-time all-conference, 1 all-division, all-state. And man, he threw a no-hitter in the sectional playoffs as well during his high school days. To left field, this one's going to go another already at ball. Gus Simon will make the play. Tagging from third, here comes Aiden Smith. Cutoff going to come late from Marquette. Smith has scored, and it is now 8-5 Saugerties. So Aiden Smith able to tag from third to score. Bernay Ardini and Ramirez hang put. So toss the out up there for you. Race the base runner third and add a run. See, it is now 8-5. Identical in the runs and hits column for the Stallions. Now 8 runs, 8 hits. That one will be low. Nick Croce for ball 1. He's 2 for 2 tonight. Has a walk in there, and he's driven in 4 runs. Big ones were 3 in the 6th off of Zach Rao. It's chased him from the game, cleared the bases after Stallions loaded him with nobody out. Still nobody warming behind Missler there in the pen as that one runs inside for ball 2. Got to assume he's not going to be the man to finish this game. Somebody will come out for either the 8th or the 9th or both here for the Outlaws. Have gotten a couple of new pitchers in town, so got a little bit more arm depth there in the bullpen right now, and you really need it here at the end of the season. Schedule gets pretty busy. Duo pitch. Swing and miss. There's Missler trying to carve him up there. Loss here at the end of the year, just 1 off day left. Sure, probably going to have a rain out in there somewhere, but next Thursday, the last day off that this team has. Playing on a 4th consecutive day today after being off on Sunday. So the exhibition game against the Haymakers on Saturday looms large here at the end of things. That'll be another miss. Croce and a 3-1 count. Bruce Missler working out of the stretch here. Trying to finish off 2nd inning behind Zach Rao, and won't finish it that time. His 3rd free base of the inning given up. Bernay Ardini goes to 3rd. Ramirez will be at 2nd. Croce is at 1st. Madness Krieger 0 for 3 tonight with 3 Ks. He's trying not to wear the golden sombrero here in the 7th, and an 8-5 score. Top of the 7th, it's carried on for quite some time. Stallions have really run this game wide open in the last 2 frames. Scored 3 in the top of the 6th and now 2 here in the 7th. And they've almost run through their lineup full 2 times here between the 2 half innings as well. Had 7 guys come to the plate in the 6th inning, and they've now had 7 guys, Madness Krieger being the 8th to come to the plate here in the 7th inning. So if that says anything, Saugerties just really running them together here. Missler looks around, and now is 0-1. Going to be up the line, a little nubber. Missler will charge off the mound. He'll underhand to first as Venezia hangs on. A 1-3 on a ball that should not have stayed fair, but Outlaws will take it nonetheless. Missler's finished off 2 innings. It's a 8-5 lead for the Saugerties Stallions as we're stretching here at Demaskey Field on Outlaw YouTube. It's the leadoff man for the loss here in the bottom half of the 7th. PJ Strand going to take strike number 1. PJ Strand tonight on base twice. He reached on an error in the first, a walk, scored a run in the 5th. In the 3rd, it was just a sack. As the 1-3 advanced. Nolan Bontlew and Alex Venezia Outlaws would score 2 runs in that frame, so helped do a job. Caleb Schwartz back out there on the bump for the Stallions. He's already gotten 4 outs, trying to add some more. Counts 1 and 2 here on Strand. 1-2. Inside towards the belt. It's 2 and 2. Laws have 9 hits on the board. Biggest offensive outpouring came in the 5th inning when they had 4 of those. That one towards the shoes. Count's going to run full here on Strand. Two more innings left to go. Laws would love to see their bats come alive, get some runs here at the end of this one. It's a payoff go. Strand, chopper over to short. Nick Croce on the go. Bullets it across and gets the out. Start the inning. So certainly love to see that if you're Caleb Schwartz. Getting some good help from the guys behind you. Vincent Duffy, 0 for 2. Also has reached on a fielder at shorts, and he stole home in the 3rd inning. Part of a double steal. Nolan started it, and as soon as the ball left, off he came, coming to the plate. That one will be towards his ears for ball 1. Caleb Schwartz been kind of all over the place when he's missed. He's missed by quite a bit. Still, though, he's been efficient. This one, bit upstairs. It's 2-0. This one, bit swing and miss. So 2-1. Here on Duffy. Caleb Schwartz, that fastball, getting plenty of movement. Good swings and misses. Inside, another called strike. 2-2 count now. Getting these two teams one more meeting left to go, which will be on Wednesday night here at Damaski Field. Another 7 o'clock first pitch. SFCU night. That one straight into the ground. Takes a couple of bounces. Croce again. He's responsible for 2 straight putouts. So how about that? Middle infield for Saugerties tonight has really impressed me. I don't know about you, but man, oh man. It's one error on their stat line all night, and it was by Michael Levinson over at 3rd. Way back when, starting the game, so you erase that from the first batter on. Both teams have been clean in the field tonight. Nolan Stark, 1 for 3 tonight, had an RBI single in the 3rd. This time called strike. He's had relatively quick at-bats tonight. 3 pitches in the first, 2 in the 3rd, and then 4 in the 5th. Is the 0-1. Drops downstairs, 1-1 count. Stark is staying busy here around town before he heads off to school. It's the talk of the town here at Damaski Field as well, as he'll hit that off the bat for strike 2. Everybody's loving what he's added to this team. Been such a big impact player and such a staple. 8-5 lead here for Saugerties. Is this one up the line over to first? Going to be scooped up by Serwick. He goes to the bag and steps on it. And it will be a 1-2-3 7th here, worked by Caleb Schwartz. We'll turn over to the 8th here on Laws YouTube. 8-5, the Stallions still on top. Back here for the top of the 8th inning on Outlaw YouTube, Bruce Missler trying to go for a third inning of work. Penn's totally quiet behind him. He sees 7, 8, 9 in the Stallions order to start it off. And he deals ball 1. He's responsible for the last 2 runs that have been scored by the Stallions after starter Zach Grau got charged for the first 6 of the night across 5+ innings of work. Grau allowing 6 of the 8 hits as well, 3 of them coming in the last inning in which he worked. That one creeps a bit high. It'll be 2-0. Coming up, these two teams going to match up again next week on Wednesday night. In between the last 2 home games, Saturday and Tuesday. Wednesday will be a nice little back-to-back at home. Tuesday against the Utica Blue Sox, who the Laws beat here handily last week, 10-3, and then Wednesday against Saugerties before the last home game against those Mohawks next Saturday night, and what could be a big showdown. Again, Laws trying to play meaningful baseball right down to the end of the year. 2-1 pitch. Skied up over the screen here behind us, and will get out into the parking lot. So just got behind the wooden fence here at Demaski Field. Won't see too many balls that carry out to the parking lot here. It's just the second one tonight that's seen carry over the fence. Bruce Missler now with his 2-2. Bit upstairs. Runs the count full here. Petro trying to get on for the 3rd consecutive trip up. Here's his payoff, and it is ball 4. It's about every time tonight we've said payoff. It seems like it's ended in ball 4 here for the Stallions. This team just continues to work great long at bats. Approaching the 3-hour mark on this game. So first pitch of 7:08. Got a pinch hitter coming up here for Saugerties. Got Jack Bile. We're number 47 on the back. And he's going to take strike 1 right down the gut. Jack Bile, 22 games, 308 average. He's a combined 24-65 with 5 doubles, a homer, and 11 ribbies. So a pretty good line for him. That one a bender. It's going to be a strike. It's 0-2. Jack Bile has really been a staple for this team. Yesterday, full line, 2 for 3, 2 runs, 2 ribbies with a walk. At a double and a sack. That one will get in front of the plate. Matt Mayer charging it, making sure it doesn't get too far. Michael Levinson waits on deck. Drew Freeman in the hole here in this 8th inning. 1-2 pitch. Hammered over the head of Fabio Marquez in the left field. That's going to drop on down. Big turn there for DePetro, but he stops at second, and the first 2 have reached. Here off Bruce Missler to start the 8th. So the Saugerties team just does not want to quit.
Now batting number 4, Michael Levinson.
Michael Levinson now comes up. It's a guy who's had 2 big hits tonight, a single and a triple, both to the left center field gap. So that'll be the spot, which the Laws are keeping an eye on defensively. There's a called strike. It's 0-1. Coming up, we'll give you another look at those out-of-town score games tonight. Just 3 games in the Perfect Game Collegiate Baseball League going on tonight after the cancellations, one of which has ended already in a mercy run. 0-1 pitch. Runs inside. It'll be a ball and a strike. Bruce Missler still looking for his first out of the inning. Now here's the pitch. That one's a miss for ball 2. So turn to the out-of-town scores. Final in 8 innings in Little Falls. Mowat's besting the Diamond Dogs by a 13-1 score. And then in the top of the 8th, Utica and Glens Falls, it is 13-5 in favor of the Blue Sox. That one diving. Matt Mayer was able to make a nice pick on it, run it to 3-1. So then, of course, last game of the night here, an 8-5 score in favor of the Stallions in the 8th. Bruce Missler's 3-1. Drilled up in the air, left side. Fabio Marquez gives chase, ranging over. It's Augie Maslow in shallow left field. So he makes the play. Little P6 action for the first out. And up will come Drew Freeman. So Drew Freeman now comes up. 0 for 3. He grounded into a double play, flew to right, and he lined to third. Aiden Smith on deck here for the Stallions. This one, straight up the gut. Bruce Missler looks to second, now waits and doesn't get the out there and doesn't get the one at first either. Excuse me, he's going to get the runner at second. So Bio will be retired there. It'll be 1-4 for that out. Drew Freeman will reach on the fielder's choice. DePetro will go to third, and it will be runners at the corners with now 2 outs. So that could have been certainly dangerous there for the Outlaws. But you'll take it nonetheless. Aiden Smith going to swing it. Runners at the corners. 3-run lead already. Missler gets one in there for a called strike 1. If you're Missler here, you're just looking to be as efficient as possible with that strike zone. Got to wonder if maybe we'll see him for the 9th inning or if the Laws are going to get somebody up and going behind him. Throw the final frame. Don't want to burn too many arms in this busy stretch coming up. This one thumped up over the screen and going to take a drop behind the dugout in the press box as well. So it's strike 2. Again, we appreciate you hanging with us all night long here on Outlaw YouTube. Great way to spend your Thursday watching Oneonta play. 0-2. Smoked out towards right field, and on a liner, it's caught by Vincent Duffy. So the inning will end in its tracks just like that. Going to be another hit for the Stallions, and they'll leave 2 on the base paths. But they don't score a run this time. They still lead 8-5 as we go bottom 8. Matt Mayer leads off the bottom of the 8th against the new arm here for the Saugerties Stallions, and Merrick Hunt is the first pitch flying backwards for strike one. Laws, it's do or die time now here at the back end of this game, trailing by 3. Stallions just 6 outs left to get, so really need to get rolling here and fast. Merrick Hunt, 5 appearances, 1 start prior to tonight. Has an earned run average of .360 and an 0-1 record across 10 innings. 5 hits, 7 runs, 4 earned, and he has walked 6 and struck out 12. 0-2. Going to be down in the dirt. It's 1-2. Fabio Marquez, Devin Clark behind Mayer here in this 8th inning for Goats Keaton Mark and Co. 1-2 pitch will be thumped up over the screen this side of the park. And out to the parking lot it's going to go. Merrick Hunt, scoreless appearance last time out at 2 innings. Faced just 1 over the minimum. Okay, against the Diamond Dogs. That one again will be a few feet shy of the plate. It's 2-2. So if you're Merrick Hunt, you're really looking to get in the zone here. Hunt steps back and now fires again. Swung on and missed. Matt Mayer going to be down swinging to start the 8th, and so now the outs ticker continues to get smaller here for the Stallions defensively. Fabio Marquez 1 for 3. Ground out to second, a strikeout swinging, and then an RBI single in the 5th. So he's looking to replicate that success in the 5th, but of course no runners on at the moment for the Laws. All their hits have come across 3 innings. They've been hitless in the other 4. That one will be down low and away for ball 1. Behind Marquez, it's Clark. As I said before here for the Laws in this 8th. Merrick Hunt going to be a few feet shy of the dish for ball 2. Merrick Hunt out of Largo, Florida this spring at Tampa, made just 1 appearance. This time, swing and miss. Tampa, a big D2 powerhouse down there. Now three-peated at the Division II level. They just cannot be stopped. Stands 5'2", 180 out there out of Largo, Florida. On the west coast of the state, not too far from Tampa. 2-1 again. Pops off the mitt. DePetro, a little bit too hard to hold on to. It's 3-1. A little race there between Devin Clark and third base coach of the Stallions. As there's ball 4. Fabio Marquez going to get on, courtesy of the 1-out walk. And up will come Devin Clark. He's 0 for 2 with a walk, got left on base. His only trip on the paths in the 2nd inning. Hits are 9 apiece here in the bottom of the 8th. Laws could certainly use a hit here. Clark will take it upstairs for ball 1. First base sound of the rubber. There's another fastball that gets plunked up to the screen. It'll be a ball and a strike. Clark will adjust the batting helmet. Now settles back in. This one hammered backwards for strike 2. Clark, big wide open stance in the box. A lead over there for Fabio Marquez off of first. 1-2 pitch. Big swing and miss. There's the second K of the inning. So how about that for Merrick Hunt? He just keeps finding a way. It's been his way all summer long. Just find a way. It's kind of the motto that the Stallions team has really kind of lived by. Just find a way every single time. Augie Maslow 1 for 3. That one a bender for strike number 1. 2-4 caught stealing was Maslow in the 6th inning to erase him off the path and his only trip on. 0-1 pitch, and Maslow wanted to pull that off. And he did hold up, so it'll be a ball and a strike. Merrick Hunt, the 1-1. Down in the dirt, and it'll get to the bat stop. So chug it up 90 feet. Fabio Marquez will get to second. Thought about third, but stops. So the wild pitch advancement of 90 feet gets him in the scoring position here in the 8th. Two 2-1 count. Eric Hunt looks back and now deals. Maslow again a check. That time he did offer, so it'll be 2-2. Keaton Mart pacing around in the third base coaching box. He knows, as I said, that the time is now. At the back end of this game, the Laws need to do something. That time up at the head. They juice it up with 2 outs. So it'll be 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Marquez at second for Oneonta, down by 3. They did lead this ball game on 2 different occasions. Now, though, down by an 8-5 score. Payoff pitch. Maslow can't find it, and the half inning ends. 3 strikeouts in the 8th with a walk in between of Fabio Marquez. Merrick Hunt with a real solid frame. 1 frame left to go on a Thursday night here in Oneonta. It's an 8-5 Stallions lead. Top of the 9th, Stallions up by a 3 spot. Bruce Missler will come back out. He's already finished 3 frames for Oneonta. Bullpen behind him is dead. He sees 2, 3, and 4 in the Stallions order. And it'll creep the first one too much in to Bernardini for ball 1. Bernardini, 3 walks tonight with a ground out back to Zach Grau in the first inning. The lone true at bat he's had tonight. 1-0 go. Going to run up high. It'll be 2-0. Law's pitching staff really worked up there in the watch tonight. Going to be a combined 11 walks by the law staff tonight, as I just counted to double check myself. This ends up how this one ends, with Bruce Missler finishing the job tonight. You got to be impressed with how he's fared. If he ends up, of course, keeping the Stallions scoreless here in the ninth, it would be 4 innings of 2-run ball, which would be pretty darn good for him, considering how he's fared. 3-1. That one too much into the belt for ball 4. So Brunei Ardini going to throw the bat away. He gets on to start the ninth.
Now batting number 11, Steven Ramirez.
He's taken 4 watts tonight, so how about that? A crisp eye as you can get. Steven Ramirez. 2 hits tonight. Ground down into a double play and a walk as well. On the go, Bernardini, first pitch, Matt Mayer, and there's the 10 from Maslow that gets the job done. 2 hits caught stealing, so race it off your score column. Bernardini forced out, and it'll be a ball, and now 1 out on the column. Matt Mayer, that is the 3rd man that he has gunned down tonight. SUNY Brockport product doing a job back there. This one golfed up the line foul. It's at 1-1. Coming up, the Outlaws tomorrow night at Mohawk Valley for 6:35 first pitch. And then back here at home against the Troy Haymakers on Saturday. Stay tuned, social media. There's some rain in the forecast for Saturday, but certainly hope and pray we can get that one in. Is this one touching the night sky? Right field, Vincent Duffy back at the track. About fell over, and that ball going to drop between him and P.J. Strand. Ramirez gets to second, and Hill, I was going to say have a double, but going to give an error out there. Tough scoring on Vincent Duffy out there. Probably should have been a 1-out double. Sometimes you're just going to lose balls in the lights, and if you don't touch it, then obviously you're thinking it's a double. But anyway, Danny Sturwick, the Watt, 2 hit by pitches, 2 runs scored tonight. Stolen base as well. And as an RBI sac fly. This one off the plate, gets to the backstop. Big turnaround third there by Steven Ramirez, but he'll stop. So a wild pitch, going to move Steven Ramirez up 90 feet. He's at third. Danny Sturwick finds himself in a 1-ball, no strike count with 1 out here in the ninth. Bruce Missler steps off the mound and now tries to reset. It's 1-0 pitch. Down and out. 2-0. Coming up in the bottom of the ninth for the Logs, it's going to be 8, 9, 10 in the order, and that's been the part of the order that has shined tonight. Balu and Venezia down in 9 and 10, combining for 5 for 6 with 5 singles and 3 runs scored. Rio pitch from Missler. Going to be strike 1. Just touched that bottom outside corner with 1. Officially at the 3-hour mark on this ball game. First pitch was thrown by Zach Rao at 7:08 sharp. (3-1). Going to be towards the shoelaces for ball 4. First 3 have reached for the Stallions here to start the ninth. Some big help from that caught stealing, at least get the 1 out on the board, but it's first and third with 1 out. Now Nick Croce going to get to swing it. Surprised the Laws don't even consider the intentional walk. 2 for 2 with 2 walks and 4 RBIs tonight. He has been the driving force for the Ponies tonight. He's been the Derby winner, the Crown winner, whatever you want to call him. He has been just that. Saugerties coaching staff dropping him some signs here in the 9th inning. He's watching over, making sure he knows what they want out of him. 1-0. And this one he got a good piece of out to left field. Drifting back in the corner. Gus Simon towards the pole, and it's gone. Oh, man. A long wait on that one to see if it was going to go, and it does. Nick Croce knots in 3 more runs, and the Stallions now go up by 6 here in the 9th inning. Nick Croce got to be a contender for hitter of the night in the PGCBL. 7 RBIs, and he will finish a double shy of the cycle. Home run, a triple, and a single tonight. What a performance by Big 1-7. Madness Krieger 0 for 4 with 3 Ks tonight. Bruce Missler slingshots one in there for strike 1. So that certainly is going to filter the crowd out even a little bit more here at Damaski Field. Kind of takes the wind out of the sails for the Outlaws. Just when you thought you had a chance. 0-1. Going to run up towards the belt, and the count will be even at 1-1. Krieger last time a 1-3 ground out, which was in the 7th inning. Pedro waits on deck here. Is this one up high? It'll be 2-1. Missler's working out of the stretch despite nobody on. That time inside, 3-1. Stallions 11 runs, 10 hits on their line tonight. As Missler gets a strike call that time, despite thinking that Krieger had taken a free pass. So he'll hang in there. See a full count. First 2 times we saw a full count in the inning. Bruno Iardini and Danny Serwitt both ended in a walk, so Missler's trying to change the tune of that. Hasn't been able to find that put-down pitch. His first K of the night, looks for it, and instead ends in a single. Got it into center field, so Bruce Missler, the 9th inning, really unraveling from him. And you got to assume that somebody for the Outlaws is going to start to get throwing. DePietro tonight is 1 for 3. Also has reached on a fielder's choice. Has only hit an RBI single in the 4th inning. Bruce Missler. That one called strike. He's been starting ahead in counts, but just hasn't been able to finish off batters. Something that he's going to have to look at moving forward. Oh, 1 pitch again. Hammered in the air, deep out to center field. PJ Strand gives chase on this ball. He'll pivot under it for the out. So finally, a second out after 4 in a row got on following the caught stealing. 3-run homer from Nick Croce looms large here in the 9th inning. Now Jack Bale will take his second cuts of the evening. Last time he singled in the 8th. Rocking a bluish-purple bat here for the Stallions. First one, going to be breaking ball strike 1. Bruce Missler doing a great job at, as I said, getting ahead on hitters. That's 3 straight at bats in which he's dealt in a first pitch strike. As this time, going to drift too much inside. 1-1 count. Missler's been really hard worked here tonight. Trying to get 12 outs for just the second time this season. This one up the ground, out of the reach of Fabio Marquez into the left field corner. Wheels are going to be on for Krieger as he gets the third. Stop sign going to be there. Double is had by Jake Beal, and he is 2 for 2. So Saugerties just does not want to quit here tonight. First to third goes Beal, and it's a 2-bagger here in this 9th. Michael Levinson, 2 for 5 tonight. Or excuse me, 2 for 4 as he's grounded out to short and popped to short as well. As this one shot straight up the gut. Devin Clark on the go will fling it over to Venezia and ensure the deal on that last out. Saugerties going to tally 3 more here in this 9th inning, backed by a Nick Croce 3-run blast just inside the left field foul pole. But it doesn't matter how you get it, just matters that you get the runs. We're turning the card to the bottom of the 9th inning here on Laws YouTube. Laws need 6 runs to tie here on a Thursday. Bottom of the 9th inning, and the Stallions trying to ramp one out and get a win here at Damaski Field. Merrick Hunt's back out for another inning of work, trying to go for the, well, I can't call it a safe situation anymore, but a sits out closure of the door and a gift wrap on this one tonight. Gus Steinman 0 for 3, and this one going to come up towards his head. It'll be ball 2. Pop to first, grounded to second, and then pop to first again. Banded in the 2nd, the 4th, and the 6th prior to now is the 2-0. And he'll send it on over to the Outlaw dugout for a strike, 2-1. Bullpen is totally emptied for the Outlaws here in this bottom of the 9th. Energy going to try to come, rally the troops a little bit. 2-1 go. Gus Simon straight bat behind the plate, makes it 2-2. Big wide open stance for Simon right now. Has this one over to first. Danny Serwick going to go to the bag, 3 unassisted. There's the first down to the bottom 9. So just 2 outs left to get for the Stallions here tonight. Just trying to put the bows on another win.
Now batting from Long Island University, number 47, Owen Balu.
Owen Balu now bats. He's had a great night, 3 for 3. No matter what he does here. can only guess, hint that he's going to be your player of the game tonight. You need a guy who can show up and do a job wherever he is in the lineup, and Owen Baloo checks that box for the performance that he's had tonight. This time he'll take a swing and miss. Tell the Laws just aren't quite comfortable here at the end of this one, seeing Merrick Hunt. Venezia waiting on deck here for Oneonta. Is this time down and out, 2-1. Baloo taking a little half swing around. Baloo 3 hits behind Venezia with 2. Combined 3 runs scored between the two as well. Baloo's gotten left in scoring position twice tonight, which is a little frustrating. Three-one pitch. Baloo will chip it off the bat. Back into the mitt. Runs the count full here. So the count juiced up with 1 out. Merrick Hunt looking for a put-down pitch. Steps back and now fires. There it is. Baloo gets retired. And now Oneonta just like that down to their final out. And it'll be Alex Venezia. Tries to see the game not end yet.
Now batting from St. Joe's, number 34, Alex Venezia.
Venezia hits in the 3rd and 5th, and then a strikeout looking to end the 6th. It's the last time he came up. That one runs towards his hands for ball 1. Another 1-0. Run in there for a strike. Some good zip on that fastball. Nice hard pop of the mitt. So this one has just kind of slipped away from the Outlaws here in this final 4 innings. Heat runs after the Laws had a 5-3 lead as late as the 5th inning. Some bad mistakes that you're going to look back on later and be like, man, this ball game was right there. We could have had them. 2-1 pitch. In towards the knees, and holding up that time was Venezia. It's 3-1. Three-one pitch, and that's up at the head. And going to be ball 4. So Venezia will get on. PJ Strand will get a chance to come up for the 5th time tonight. And this ball game not over quite yet.
Now batting for Marist University, number 22, PJ Strand.
PJ Strand just 0 for 1 tonight. A walk, a run scored, a snack bunt, and reaching on an error. So his line has been all over the place. Except for a hit. Last night, a solo blast in Utica. Has a hit in 4 consecutive games. Doesn't want to see that streak end tonight. Strand that time sees it run in for ball 1. Outlaws looking for their first hit since the 6th inning. Had 2 in that frame. PJ Strand came around late on that and sent it away foul. Down beyond the right field screen. A couple of toe taps out there from Merrick Hunt. Is now is 1-1. In for a strike to PJ Strand, and now Oneonta down to their last strike. One, two. Merrick Hunt, plenty of time, and here it is. towards the jersey top.
What are you doing?
Waiting. Merrick cut. Another put down pitch needed. Over to third, Michael Levinson going to pick up. He'll force across. Strand tried to dodge the tag, but it comes in from Serwick, and that seals the deal. It'll be a 5-3. PJ Strand retired to end it out, and the Saugerties Stallions will celebrate a win here at Damaski Field. So pretty frustrating one if you're the Oneonta Outlaws. 11 runs on 12 hits for the Stallions, and the Outlaws 5 runs on 10 hits. For Saugerties, they're back in action tomorrow night up at Glens Falls at 7 o'clock. The Outlaws going to be back at it tomorrow at Mowat Valley at 6:35, and back here at home on Saturday against the Haymakers. Outlaws dropped to 11-18-1, and Saugerties going to move to 19-11 on the season. Saugerties is now taking the first 5 in the season series with 1 game left to go between these two, as they'll match up again coming up on Wednesday night. But we really appreciate you tuning in here on Outlaws YouTube tonight. It's again the Stallions winners 11-5. See you back here Saturday. Troy Haymakers in town to take on your Outlaws.